Miss Slippery? Part 1.
I got ready and went to school. In the first period, our class teacher, who taught us English, told us to take out our composition notebooks. I took out the mathematics notebook by mistake. I replaced it quickly, but the teacher, perhaps, had kept her gaze fixed on me. She shouted, "Come here with your book, Sayali." I obeyed her, but her angry looks made my legs tremble, and when I reached her chair, the notebook fell on her feet. Some girls laughed loudly. The teacher thought that I had dropped the notebook on purpose. She stared at me with an all-devouring look. "Go and stand near your seat," she yelled. I kept standing, punished for the whole period. The next was history class and my favorite subject. The teacher had asked us to memorize the causes and effects of the Battle of Panipat. I was well prepared. She began testing all of us, one by one. When my turn came, I went blank. The teacher gave me a stern stare while I stood there still, with my head hanging down in shame.
And that's how Sile's day continued to unravel, with each moment bringing new challenges.
Mama and Papa continued their never-ending tiffs. Papa used every opportunity to express his annoyance. Mama, on her part, did not allow any such occasion to slip without turning it into a vociferous quarrel. The quarrel was between the two, but the punishment inevitably descended on a third one, that is me, at school. Wherever and whenever I heard raised voices, I felt as if Mama and Papa were quarreling. Sometimes, even in the midst of silence, Mama's screams came piercing through my ears, and whenever I heard Mama's high-pitched yells, my legs quivered.
Sally's home life was filled with constant tension, affecting her deeply and making her school life even more challenging.
When I reached home, Mama shouted, "I am sick of you. When will you stop making me pay through my nose for such extravagant losses?" One day I was coming down the school stairs. Somebody from the top gave a frantic scream. I fell and came tumbling down about 7 steps. My elbows and knees were badly bruised. My new frock was torn at the seams.
Mother seized me by the arm, gave me a good jerk, and seated me on the bed. She fetched an antiseptic lotion and applied it to my elbow and knees, but did not hug me.
Within me lingered the yearning that she would hold me and console me. Even if she had given me just a sympathetic pat, my smarting limbs would have been soothed. "Are you in great pain?" I hugged him tight and started crying again.
Sally's younger brother's small gesture of kindness was a rare comfort in her troubled world.
I used to walk quite cautiously, yet I would often stumble. One day the class monitress announced, "We'll call her Slippery." Others slip on wet ground. Sayali manages to slip even on dry land. That provided the other girls of the class new scope for fun. They teased me with the new title every day. Soon a verse was composed in my honor. "Slippery, slippery, slipping without muck. Ask her the simplest question. No answer is your luck."
Sally lived in perpetual fear of everyone. The girls, the teachers, the young, and the old. When she was in class, she dared not move out, and when she was outside, she was afraid of re-entering the class. Nor could she muster the courage to speak to anyone. Part 2.
The bell had already rung when I reached the school. The teacher was in the classroom. I sought permission to enter.
The teacher wore a frown on her face, but she let Sally enter and told her to see her in the teacher's room after the class.
Her tone was not of annoyance or anger, yet an unknown fear made me nervous. Reassuring myself that she was a kind-hearted teacher, and she would not punish me, I reached the teacher's room with hesitant steps.
The teacher greeted Sally with a smile and asked her to sit by her side. Her tender tone turned Sally's sighs into sobs.
"What makes you cry, my child? I haven't said a word to you."
After a brief pause, the teacher continued.
"What is your trouble? Confide in me, for am I not like a sister to you?"
A rare thrill ran through Sally's entire frame. For a moment, she felt she should cling to the teacher and cry and cry. Of course, she did not do so, but she kept gazing at her with tearful eyes. Tenderly, the teacher continued.
"Do you know the meaning of Didi? It means elder sister. Won't you tell your sister your troubles?"
The girls keep teasing me.
"Why are you scared of them? If you cry like this, they will pester you all the more. So ignore them. Who is your friend?"
I shook my head and the teacher smiled. It seemed the teacher had poured her smile into my eyes.
"Like to be my friend?"
The bell rang. The teacher rose.
"Listen, you were a sister all right. Now you are a friend too. but I like my friends to be brave. You have got to try to be brave. I will always stand by you, rest assured, my little pal. Now rise and hop off to your class.
During the break, the water bottle that I was drinking from fell on me, and I got fully drenched, right in front of Studio Maya and Chanda, laughing away to their heart's content.
Chanda teased.
From the slippery hands of Slippery, the slippery bottle went slip, slip, slip.
And then Veena joined in.
And now, let's watch the fun. I was squeezing the water out of my wet frock. Remembering the teacher's words, I turned my back to them and ignored them completely. They were nonplussed and went away. I sensed a feeling of victory.
Before the school closed for the day, the teacher came to the classroom again and said to Siley,
From today, you are going to be responsible for bringing the register, chalk, and duster every morning. Come, take this key, carry these notebooks to the teacher's room. Count them and keep them in my drawer. Ask the peon to show you my drawer.
Siley's otherwise trembling legs were now filled with some miraculous strength. She rushed enthusiastically and completed the assigned job in a jiffy. When she placed the key on the teacher's table, the teacher looked at her and smiled. Siley smiled back.
I was thrilled from top to toe. I felt my little heart inflate with pride. I found no awkwardness in moving about in my still wet frock, nor was there any trace of fear while returning home.